What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm bringing you the finals of the most recent locals here at Rocky Mountain Collectibles. Today this is going to be between Alphamon on the left, and then on the right we're going to be having the Black War Greymon Gaiomon deck. So two decks that are pretty much in tier 1 right now. Alphamon, obviously. The Black War Greymon Gaiomon can be on the cusp, but if you did see my tier list, I did end up putting it as the 3rd tier 1 slot. I do think it's a deck that's really on the up and up, being able to have a lot of offensive pressure while also being able to have really good defensive pressure with Black War Greymon, Blocker Greymon Inheritable, the Metal Greymon Inheritable to swing over, and all that. So gonna start off with the tie, putting the opponent to 1. Gonna swing in there with the Ryudamon. Pretty safe check, hitting the Gaiomon. Hitting a red memory boost really early versus this deck can be pretty detrimental because it just gives them so much gas, so sometimes swinging in can be a little bit scary. But gonna go in now with that Agumon X Antibody, get the draw and then get the search. Has some nice targets, but gonna go with the Greymon X Antibody there, so gonna be able to start to build up. Do have the Blocker Inheritable right there, so you can put the Greymon X on top. Now you will have blockers, so they won't be able to swing in with the Ryudamon, but they are just gonna go ahead and go up into the Metal Greymon, be able to pop that Ryudamon, and then just set up this very strong Inheritable. To talk about how good being able to swing over your opponent's stack is, especially because you can get to a pretty high DP stack with the Metal Greymon X Antibody, pushing up to plus 3,000, so you could get up to 16 with your Gaiomon, and then plus the Inheritables of the Egg and maybe any other Agumons that you have, and that could be enough to swing over Alphamon. So if you have an Alphamon out, being able to pop that would be nice. But here comes the Black War Greymon, gonna put the opponent at just 1 and get rid of the Cool Boy. Cool Boy obviously gonna be able to gain a bunch of memory, and since the Black War Greymon did come out, you can just play out your Yuji. When you see Black War Greymon come out, it is usually gonna take them a few turns to be able to get back up into another one, so you can go ahead and play out some Tamers and get some value. Gonna swing into a second Yuji there, so now they are gonna have the ability to promote and gain 2, draw 2, so gonna be going up to 3 if they do promote. Then they can go into the Dexterugamon, which would then put them up to 4. Then they could go up into the Dorogray and pretty much just have enough memory to really get up into their Mega if they want. You are going to have to factor in that Metal Greymon Inheritable to swing over, so you're going to have to put something big enough to not just get swung over by Gaiomon, because they do have Reboot, so swinging over your opponent's Digimon and then just rebooting on their turn, and then having that blocker is pretty good. That's why Gaiomon is so strong. So we're going to see the Dorogray come out here. Going to put the Dory underneath to be able to gain the memory there. 2 Dorymons, back up to 3, so now they can go up into the Alphamon. Gonna de-Digivolve the Gaiomon, and no of the Dexterugamon there, so not gonna be able to get that little extra cycle. I don't think it matters too much here, just going up into the Alphamon is fine. You do have double Dorogray Inheritable, but the thing is they put Dorogray underneath and not Oryumon, so Alphamon or Yukin would cost 7, so I doubt they go into that. Okay, never mind. They are going to go into it for 7. No Oryu, so they have to pay the original Digivolution cost of the 7. So now going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 sources just to put the opponent to 3. But you do set up the 16k Alphamon, so they can't necessarily get over this right now, which is obviously very good. Being able to stick the Alphamon or Yukin mode can help here. You are sitting on 2 security, which would normally be pretty scary because the Black War Greymon being able to swing 2 checks and then threaten the Greymon, but they do have the blocker retaliation thanks to that Dexterugamon Digivolution last turn. But now we're just going to go up into the Metal Greymon, put the opponent to 1, de-Digivolve that Alphamon back to Adore Greymon, which is nice. That means that they're going to have to go back up into another Alphamon and then have another Oryukin mode to be able to go up into that. And they'll probably want to have an Oryumon this time so that they don't have to pay the full 7. Having to pay the full 7 definitely did put them behind a little bit here, but going to go ahead and go up into the Alphamon. They do get to de-Digivolve, so just going to put it down to 2 Metal Greymons here. Sitting at 3, so you can't do too much as far as Mega wise. There is BT1 War Greymon that we saw that you could Digivolve for 3, but for the most part you are going to be Digivolving for 4 or 5 into Black War Greymon or the Gaiomon. So we're just going to go into the Metal Greymon X Antibody, swing the 2 checks, no checks there. They hit the Kongu, but that's not going to matter because they are both 8 cost or higher. So clear out the security, swing in with that Metal Greymon, and take game 1. Now Gaiomon is going to be going first here for the second game, so they are going to be able to double hit off the Agumon right there, which is obviously very good. Not putting it in raising, because if you don't have the Agumon X Antibody or the Black Greymon, you aren't going to be able to really Digivolve on top of this, so it can weaken your stack, as to where now we have the red Agumon in back that you can put anything on top of and start to build up here. If you do have the Greymon or Agumon X antibody, you could have considered putting it over the black Agumon right there just to get the extra draw and cycle, but we see the Greymon X antibody going on top of the Agumon, so not even going to be able to have a regular Greymon to go on top, but still just want to build up that stack. Being able to get the Metal Greymon out once again to again threaten the ability to swing over stacks whenever we get there. But Yuji, we're going to go up into 5 now, and then Digivolve up into the Dorogray. Going to be able to put a source underneath. No Dorumon, so no memory gain right there, but you do get the Doraemon draw, and you get the Oriyumon underneath. So now the Alphamon Oryuken mode would Digivolve for 3 on top of the Alphamon. The thing is if you do Digivolve into Alphamon right there, you are going to pass turn, and then you could go up into the promote your Metal Greymon, and then if you go into Gaiomon, you would put your opponent at a pretty hefty amount of memory, but you'd be able to de-Digivolve their Alphamon back to Dorogray, forcing them to again have another Alphamon. And looking at the hand right there, it's looking a little awkward. I see 2 Kongu and a Breath of the Gods, an Alphamon, and just some other Digimon, so you can go up into the Alphamon. No Oryuken mode, but other than that, I just see a couple champions and an ultimate, so you don't really have much else to do unless you are going to play an option card. So here comes the Alphamon, gonna put the opponent at 1. Couldn't fully see what the draw is right there, so if they did hit the Oryuken mode, that could be pretty big. Alphamon's when Digivolving effect will activate, put that Oryuken mode underneath. Not really going to help you as an inheritable or anything, but if you do go up into your own Oryuken mode once again, it is another card that you can trash to gain another memory, but that is not going to matter anymore. We are going to de-Digivolve. Then we have Blitz, and with the Metal Greymon inheritable, we can target unsuspended Digimon, so just going to de-Digivolve and swing over the stack and really just set the opponent back to the start. We don't see a rookie in hand, loaded up with options that aren't going to do anything for you right now. So I mean, you're at 4, your opponent doesn't have a memory tamer, so you can just on play. Gonna on play the Dex Dorugumon there, or the Dex Dorugumon. You will be able to swing over once again with the Gaiomon if you want, but you might also just swing in and get the checks going. But with seeing that your opponent doesn't have a rookie and that they just hard played the champion, if you do clear it, then they really don't have anything going on, so you could go for the checks right there. Did decide to swing over, that just keeps your opponent from having anything. If they hard played a champion last turn, unless they top deck another rookie, then there is a good chance that they probably will hard drop something else again, and then you can just continue the cycle of swinging over while you build up and raising and have another Agumon come out as a rookie just to get more swings going. So as of right now, depending how much memory you give your opponent, if they can go up into that Metal Greymon X antibody, or just find a way to get another security attack on top of that Greymon X antibody, you would be able to swing 2 with the Gao, swing 2 with something like Metal Greymon X antibody, and then swing in with that Agumon and go in for game. So although they did hit a rookie and they were able to start to build up, get another Coda out, so that way they have a memory tamer going finally, but it might not matter. You have the Nokia, which is going to be able to reduce costs, so going to be able to Digivolve into the Metal Greymon right there, and then go into the Agumon X antibody just to get a little bit of cycle. Have 2 targets with that BT1 War Greymon and the inheritable Security Attack +1 Greymon. Going to go with the BT1. That way you can swing in without having to worry about security checks, and they're going to go with the Metal Greymon X antibody right there for free, and so this can just be game. Going to swing 2. Can swing 2 right here because you get the natural Security Attack +1 sits on top of the metal, and swung into the Alphamon, but the DP boost is too high to be able to go over, so they are sitting at, I believe, 12 or 13k, so definitely gonna be able to go over that Alphamon, and then the Agumon X antibody just gonna be able to go in and swing right there. So that is today's match. Now this matchup I feel like isn't normally so one-sided, but we did see Alphamon hit a couple rough hands that first game, and then the second game just kind of, once they got blitzed over, didn't really have the steam to keep going, had to hard play that champion, really put them behind, while the Gaiomon was able to just kind of be a menace on the board. But if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, because I'll be bringing you even more BT9 content. And with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Peace out!